So this video will talk about the options for running our code in the BlueSky Statistics application. I'm going to open up the cholesterol data set from this path here. Uh, and that's this is a sample data set that we provide in the install directory. And to get things started, let me just go ahead and run a simple paired sample t-test comparing cholesterol measurements in time 1 and time 2. And so the first option with regards to R code is with every dialog we show you the R code. You can go and change or edit that R code. So let me say I change the confidence interval to 90. As soon as I change the confidence interval, it tells me this change won't be reflected in the dialog, and the dialog will be removed from history. So I go ahead and run it and see now I don't get the paired sample t-test. I get custom R code and I see the results with confidence interval 90. Now I can insert custom R code chunks by clicking the plus here. And I get the ability to insert R code or simple markdown, not R markdown, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So now let me just go ahead and insert some custom R code here. And what I've done is this is the same R code that I've taken from here. And all I've done is I've put the t-test in a loop and I'm running it 4 times, increasing the confidence intervals from 0.75. So let me go ahead and run it. And I'm showing you this example to just illustrate that you can put any R code here. Okay, and I'll talk about BSky format in a little bit, but all this function does is it generates nicely formatted output. So let's go ahead and run it. This is the code that runs the t-test, saves the results in this object, and all I'm doing is running BSky format on that object. I go ahead and run it, and here you see that the t-test has run with confidence interval 0.75, confidence interval 0.8, confidence interval 0.85, and confidence interval 0.9. So I just wanted to show you that you can now, you can just, as I said, just insert R code chunk and type in any R code you want and hit the execute button and it will work. And then this X button will just delete that code chunk. So the other option that we have for running our code is running it in the R console window. And here I'm just going to paste some R code. And you can, as soon as you hit the run button, you have to make a choice. You either run selected or you run all. Now, typically when you paste, the cursor is on the last line. So when you say run selected, it either runs a line you've selected or it runs the line where the cursor is at. Okay, in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and run all. And you will see that the 2 histograms, this code generates the histograms, ran successfully. Now, the other thing you can also do here is, let me go ahead and create a new output window here, and let me just go ahead and run the first. All I've done is selected the first 10 lines, and I'm going to run only those 10 lines, and you see a histogram here. What you can also do is you can hit Control Enter. Let me create yet one more output window, and let me go ahead and click Control Enter. And Control Enter executes the highlighted syntax. So that's definitely something you want to use. The Control Enter key is quite popular. Now, one thing I want to be clear is I talked about inserting R code chunks. You can insert R code, you cannot insert R markdown. In an upcoming video, I'll talk about how you can save your results to R markdown, as well as I'll talk about inserting markdown. So we do have the ability for you to insert simple markdown, and I'll talk about that in an upcoming video. With that, I'd like to conclude this video.